Okay, today's video we're going to talk about what are the most profitable YouTube audiences and options, YouTube audience options that you have to make the most money with YouTube ads for your business. There's some key audiences with YouTube ads that are your go-to, tried and true, always basically make money, which I'm going to share with you here first. Then I'm going to get into, once you really want to scale your campaigns for your business, how do you start getting into doing that, given the stuff that works every time isn't the most scalable, but it'll certainly get you some profit that you can then reinvest into a more scalable strategy. So these are the strategies that I know, having run dozens and dozens of YouTube ad campaigns in the last few years alone. YouTube ads are actually getting to be better than Facebook ads outright because Facebook's data isn't as good as it used to be. The targeting options isn't as good as it used to be. Whereas on YouTube, they have access to Google's data. They can get you in front of people who made certain searches in the past on Google, which is absolutely perfect for generating and having the right person to get in front of. More than half of your results with online advertising is related to getting in front of the right person and knowing who those exact people are so you could speak to them directly. And with YouTube ads, that's exactly what you get, and you could speak to the buyer who you know it could buy if they just knew of your product and give them the exact reason why they should buy your product or service right then and there. So with all that said, I will go through what this technique is, that starting with the easy to monetize stuff and then the stuff that's a little harder but scales more, and then I'm going to give you 4 examples of different individual markets and the results thereof that we got on some campaigns to give you some idea as to how this would ultimately be able to pay off for your firm as well. So getting into the content. On YouTube, you simply can't ever go wrong targeting people who are already in market for what you sell already. So basically, if you're selling suntan lotion and people are already showing signs of it being soon, they want to buy suntan lotion already, you obviously are going to go after those people first. Not people that you think would buy suntan lotion if they were presented it. No, you go with, the more you know about your prospect, the more likely it is you can monetize them. And of course, if they're already interested in your product category, that's the easiest thing you can monetize. So you always are going to do that up front. Starting with the brand related audiences on YouTube. So if somebody has talked about your brand or your products that you sell already but haven't went to your website, by setting something up called a custom intent audience on YouTube or through YouTube, you could get your YouTube ads in front of those people so that they do go to your site. If they've been recommended to go to your site but haven't, through a custom intent audience with all your brand keywords in there and all your product names in there, you could have a YouTube ad show up for them. And if you're wondering how the hell they do this, ultimately Google monitors stuff that you're typing on your phone, on your devices, what you say near your devices, believe it or not. And that goes into an algorithm so they understand people that have heard and been talking about and mentioning your brand without even actually going to your site. Furthermore, if they go to your site, then they're definitely easy to target, which that would be also what you would want to do up front, because somebody who's already interested in your product or service are going to be the easiest to monetize. So you always tap into that first. Starting with the people that are looking at reviews about your products or services on YouTube. That's going to be the first of the first things I would start with, because that monetizes the easiest. And then people who have talked about your brand but aren't on YouTube looking into your brand. So in other words, there's 2 ways to target. People that are looking at videos about your brand in some way or some shape or form, and then people who have been interested in your brand in some shape or form but aren't actively watching videos on YouTube about your brand. So there's 2 levels to this. And when they're actively looking for information about your brand and then you have your video ad show up for those people, that's going to normally convert at 3 to 10 times the rate as somebody who's been interested in your brand already but aren't watching a video about your brand. Because for obvious reasons, you're not actually filling a direct need for the user at that exact time, and it's just so much easier to get somebody who's already wanting an answer that you can provide than providing them the answer to get them to your site so that you can convert that person into a sale. So you always start with the brand related stuff, then you're going to go competitor related. Like the brand related stuff, you're going to target all the people who have looked into your competitor's brand. Namely, that anybody that's went to your competitor's site, you'll have a video ad that shows up for them. Starting with showing up on videos on YouTube about your competitor's brand first, because that's going to monetize way better than people who've been to your competitor's site and now are on YouTube but watching other videos that are not related to your competitor's brand, even though those videos that are not related to your competitor's brand, if they were on your competitor's site, should actually be profitable to you as well, because they're already going to, by being on your competitor's site, they're showing they're in market for what you have. You should be able to monetize that person, even though they're not watching a video about your competitor at all on YouTube, by going in and having a video ad that says, this is why we're better than competitor A, because that's what part of the magic behind this. You can actually set up an audience, it's again called the custom intent audience, and to say to Google/YouTube, anybody who's been on my competitor site in the recent past, I want them on this audience, and then having a specialized ad for that person. Considering, where you can on an ad say, considering product A, they're shit. Here's why we're 3 times better for half the price. And then using that attention to drive them to your site and get a sale. It's very effective. Again, obviously more effective if they're watching a video about competitor A already. But even if they've just been to their site and they're not watching a video about that competitor A, that message is so targeted still to that user, you should be able to monetize that person anyway, because they were interested in that competitor, even though you're interrupting them while watching a funny cat video or whatever. So you start with that stuff first. And furthermore, as the last thing about the competitor stuff, if you're selling a product, you find all the products that your competitor sells that are directly competing with the products you sell. So when you have your video ad, you don't say, we're overall better than this competitor brand. No, you say, interested in XYZ model number from competitor? Our JC412 that we sell is 3 times as powerful for half the price. So you're speaking to the user on the level of the exact product that they were interested in from that competitor, saying what exact product you have is actually directly comparable to it and better. It'll work much, much more effectively than saying how your brand's overall better than that brand, because that's not what they care about. Ultimately, they want to know, okay, they were interested in this particular product. Am I making the right decision? And you're saying no, because there's a better product that we sell. It's just like it, but better. And so that's how you get a highly profitable campaign going. And talking at the product level like that for the user, you're ending up making 2, 3, 4 times as much money than saying our brand as a whole is better than this brand you were looking at over here. Once you get the competitor stuff monetized, which is usually the second most profitable thing, after the brand related stuff, you potentially go after buyer search related traffic. So if somebody searched for, if you're selling toolboxes, buy toolboxes on Google, you can create another custom intent audience to go after those people itself specifically while they're on YouTube. So naturally, you could, so to keep it simple here, if somebody searched for buy toolboxes, indicating they're in market for a toolbox, while they're on YouTube, you can have a video ad that shows up for them on YouTube that tries to convince them that your toolbox is the one they should buy if they haven't bought one yet. And because it's a more expensive product, chances are they haven't bought it yet, and then you can monetize those people, through custom intent audiences, targeting all the buyer-related searches in your market that ultimately would take place on Google. So any keyword, in other words, that somebody would type in that you almost know for sure that person's going to be buying from somebody, you add that into a custom intent audience, and then you have a video ad that markets to them why your toolbox is the one they should buy, basically. But before I do that, this last one, these buyer search related keywords, as I mentioned, I would typically go after people that are the DIYers or researchers first. So you got to ask yourself, what do people do the most before buying your product or service in your market? You can obviously survey customers. What led you up to this purchase? What caused you to decide to buy from someone in our market? And then start writing things down and trying to find the most common the most common things that got that person interested in market for your product or service itself in the category that you're in. And then with that, with the beauty of YouTube, you could target people that are doing those exact things. So instead of targeting people that have recently searched for, I want to buy a product, like a toolbox on Google, and then hitting them up with a video ad while they're watching a funny cat video, you can actually, ultimately, if the thing that in that toolbox industry that they do most often before they go ahead and buy a toolbox is they try to look up things like, do I want a metal or a plastic toolbox? And they ask a question like that. And then they'll ask a question like that on YouTube, because YouTube is fundamentally a how-to platform still at the end of the day. Then if they're watching a video related to that, knowing that that's a common way that people decide to even buy a toolbox in the first place and get in market for a toolbox, you have your video ad show up for any video related to that particular question in order to monetize that user. So, and that usually will work better than targeting somebody that said, or that was typing in buy toolbox on Google recently, because when they're actively looking for information on YouTube to solve a problem that your product or service sells, again, they'll be much easier to get them to direct to your website to check out your product than if they were watching a funny cat video, even though they indicated on Google earlier they were interested in buying a toolbox. It's just much easier to do it that way. So therefore, you normally would want to go after people watching a video related to your niche before you target the people that searched for a buying related search on Google search recently. And to give you some examples of this, we've done this many, many times already. This is a great way to scale your business. Facebook lookalike audiences are a great way to scale your business, but just as good are YouTube ads. They're not competitive yet. People still don't do them that much, which makes them not competitive because people don't know how to make a good video commercial, and you do need to have a custom video commercial to make this work. So most businesses are just going to say, F it, I'm not going to do this, where it leaves it wide open for you. So company sold a hot sauce, and they wanted to be able to come up with a scalable marketing strategy. And there's only so many people looking for hot sauce that they're looking to buy on Google, on Amazon, on Instacart, that kind of thing. Once you've tapped into that, if you want to scale, you got to figure out how to get in front of people who are likely to buy hot sauce, and if they do, in other words, if they do XYZ, they're very likely to then buy your product. You want to show up for them right before they normally would decide to buy a product in your category, and have a highly likelihood that if they did X, that they'll end up buying your product. And in this case, people searching for spicy food recipes on YouTube was it. So what we did in this case is we came up with a custom video ad that said, this XYZ hot sauce product is great in a great number of different spicy food recipes, of which there's many of these recipes on our site that shows you how to make bomb dishes with our hot sauce product. And then from that video, we sent them to our Instacart page so they could get it instantly, basically. So they don't have to wait to get it shipped in the mail, which is more effective than sending them to Amazon or sending them to the client's website directly. But, so if they're watching, in other words, a video about spicy food recipes, we know that person's likely to buy hot sauce, because the spicy food recipes a lot of times have the hot sauce in it. And we actually targeted videos that not just were any random spicy spicy recipe videos, but spicy recipe videos that featured hot sauce as one of the ingredients. So in that case where we know that they were looking for a recipe and dish to make that requires hot sauce, we would show up on those videos exactly saying that we're the best, most tastiest hot sauce to use in these dishes. And if you want some more recipes, technically we have that on our site, but this is the best, #1 voted best hot sauce to use in different dishes. You can buy it right now and get it delivered to your door in minutes by going to our Instacart listing on our Instacart page /store on our site. And then, so that was the funnel per se. Now this only got a 67% ROAS overall, or return on account spend, which was good enough for them, because a lot of times if you're going to scale a company like that where you're selling hot sauce, because the price of the product is so low and the cost of ad spend so high, you're not going to be able to get 1,000% ROI on a campaign. So you can either sit back and say, I wish I could get 1,000% ROI and do nothing, and you don't get anywhere, or you run your campaign at a loss, but you're getting a lot more product out there on the market, get a lot of additional product out there on the market, and then that will bring in a lot of lifetime value, because the people that like the hot sauce obviously will buy it. You know, they'll average another 4 or 5 purchases, so you'll get a lot of that, you know, negative ROI back. Plus, they're going to refer it to people. You got to be able to, at the beginning of starting out a company, you can't bootstrap everything and just expect the ad spend to cover the cost of, you know, running the ads and make a profit on the first sale. In a lot of markets, it just doesn't work. But you get things kickstarted, it's a really good product, it'll grow on its own organically. But you've got to have something to get it initially off the ground. And more so than people just looking to buy hot sauce, because that's only going to take you so far. There's only so many people looking to buy hot sauce on a regular basis. And if you tapped into that already, which you should definitely tap into it as much as possible up front, because that's just the obvious thing to do. If you're either got to settle for what you got, or you got to be able to do stuff like this. So anyway, the ROI was less / ROAS was less, but the ROI / ROAS is going to come later once we get over a certain threshold of customers using the product already, because it's a viral product. Anyway, so that's one example of where we found out where people are going to be before they buy, and then showed up there with a compelling reason and offer to get them to buy from us. If you wanted to take this to the next level, we could have said 10% off of your order at the end of the video. That'll typically get you a higher response, but we didn't do it in this particular case. Second situation where we did this, we showed up on videos that were related to birthday gift ideas for her. So we had a women's clothing brand, and so somebody was searching for that. We made a custom video saying, hey, you're looking for the perfect gift for your significant other or loved one. This dress here is the hottest dress that's currently, you know, in terms of trending out there right now. And actually, we're running a special on it this month. Therefore, you should check it out. Your wife's or significant other will love you for buying this for their birthday. Other customers that bought it for their significant loved ones' birthdays overwhelmingly got a good response from their loved one. Basically, that's the gist of the video pitch or whatever, and then drove them to the Amazon page in this case, which, if you're wondering about that, typically if you're selling a lower priced product, you'll typically get a higher conversion rate sending them to an Amazon listing, because people already have an Amazon account, so you're not asking them to do that much other than just click buy now. See? But obviously you have a bigger commission to pay, in that case to Amazon, acting as the middleman. But if you sign up to be an affiliate through Amazon, then at least half of the commission you have to pay, you'll get back in the affiliate commission, which is a small little hack. But anyway, that's the general funnel that we use there. And got a 219% ROAS in that particular case, which is still not that great at all, but it's decent, again, because we're developing the market, we're getting customers. Because we're sending traffic to Amazon, our organic rankings will go up, because the more customers, the more reviews you get on Amazon. Assuming the reviews are good, the more organic traffic you're going to get. Of course, there's a certain amount of people that are going to Google it after they see the video ad and see it on Amazon, which is going to get us more organic traffic on Google. So there's other side benefits. And of course, that woman who gets the dress, if they like the brand, that woman's going to go on and buy other articles of clothing from that women's clothing brand on top of that. Plus, the guy could end up, if he got a good response, buy it for the next Mother's Day or birthday or whatever. So when you're trying to figure out how to get these YouTube ads to work, in other words, don't be so closed-minded about the return that you're getting, because there's so many. Ultimately, these ads, they're not people actively looking to buy. It's as good as you're going to get, and it's very scalable, targeting people that are looking for birthday gift ideas. But as long as it breaks even, you should be happy, because you could spend $100, $200, $300 a day on this break-even campaign, and you'll get a shitload of awareness about the company that's basically not costing you anything at the end of the day, even though the return will take that you're going to get from all the side benefits of running that ad at a break-even cost will come in. It'll take some time for that to come in, but it will come in. The more you sell, the more people are going to know about that product through word of mouth, through repeat purchases, and so forth. So anyway, that's another example where we did this kind of a video ad as well. We also targeted videos for Valentine's gift ideas. So this particular company had a high-end bouquet product. It was a florist company who had bouquets that were $500 to $1,000. Believe it or not, people are paying that. So we targeted high-income individuals, the top 10% of income demographic, and we showed up on videos related to men looking for Valentine's gift ideas, showing them the type of bouquets that we have, and then we can ship, in a couple days. And then, of course, they clicked on the ad. We took them to a category page that had many different variants of that particular bouquet style, and obviously have a way to buy. Now, in the floral industry, almost half of the money that they make in that industry is right around Valentine's Day. And obviously, people know they have to spend money during that time. So in this particular case, we know that they're looking to buy something. Obviously, this is going to be a great opportunity to get a return, given they have money that they know they have to buy, and they know they have to buy within a day or two, or it's going to be too late. And we gave, there's a great opportunity to get a return from this particular placement where we could run our ads. So we ran that video ad like that, ended up getting a 1,474% ROAS the last year that we ran this. So that's another potential way to do this. Ultimately, again, in each situation, we're running custom video ads. This will not work like I'm talking about working here if you don't make a custom video ad. You have to say you need a perfect, so it goes the same way for me every time. I advise the client on the scripts to use, and they make the videos because we're not a video production firm. But for the Valentine's gift idea ad, it's looking for the perfect Valentine's gift for your loved one, buy a blah, 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 blah. For the birthday gift ideas, looking for the perfect gift idea for your wife or other significant other, buy blah, 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 blah. Looking for the perfect hot sauce and recipe to use to spice up a meal, our hot sauce is the perfect choice because blah, 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 blah. So you're speaking directly to what the user is searching. That's how you get, that perfect match is how you get a return out of these video ads. Given they're still watching YouTube, and it's still hard to get somebody to get off YouTube and buy something from you. If you don't have this level of targeting, then forget it. You're not going to get a good return. But if you do create a custom video ad, people aren't used to seeing stuff like this. Usually YouTube ads, as you notice, they're random ads. With you understanding that you can get in front of somebody who's saying they want to buy, and you just got to tell them why to buy yours, it's not that hard to get a return. As a last note here, we had another much more successful campaign for a roof coating product that helped seal up your roof. So if your roof is going bad, before you get a roofing company to re-roof your roof, whether that's residential or commercial roofing, when somebody was searching for how to repair a roof leak, we had our video ad show up for the people that were watching those videos specifically. And just saying, have a roof leak, there's a very easy inexpensive way to fix your roof leak with this one product. This product, and then demonstrate the product and so forth. So again, it's the same formula. You got this problem, this product or service fits and fixes that problem or service, that problem that you're having immediately. Just got to buy it and you're done, basically, effectively. So we had an 1,105% ROAS on this campaign over the last 6 months, and still are running it. So that's another great, really fantastic example of how to run YouTube ads once you've tapped into the easy to monetize stuff to create a more scalable strategy. We just sent people to a custom landing page that explained more in detail how the roof coating product worked if they saw the video ad, but that was pretty much all they did. We just sent it to our site, got over 1,100% return. And because there's no competition on YouTube, effectively, because if they know about the roof coating product, which most of them don't, they could go on YouTube and say which roof coating product to buy, and then you have competition. But before they even get there, if they're looking for a roof leak repair and you give them the information that this particular product will fix your problem, most of the time they're not even going to go ahead and cross compare that product versus others because they don't need to or don't want to. And of course, if you're selling something for $1,000, they're going to probably look elsewhere and see what else can be done. But for something that's $100, it's not the normal thing that they're going to go and price comparison shop that thing. It's the right video at the right time, therefore you can get a good return off of it. And even if you are selling something expensive and you're going to market to them and explain that this product works for you, and then knowing that they're going to go and cross compare you to other people, it's still better than nothing, because ultimately you're bringing in new people to the market that wouldn't have necessarily been there. And of course, yes, you have to still be then priced, not too terribly, but you can, even if you're worried that they'll just go to a cheaper version of what you have. That's where reviews and testimonials and all that comes in, customer photos on your website and landing page, so that even though you're not the cheapest, they still buy from you anyway. So you have to do the rest of the stuff right in that situation to get the sale ultimately and have the original ad pay off for you. But that's not hard to beat your competition doing that in most markets, because most people don't do good landing pages. So you have a good landing page that hits on all the main points as to why your product should and could be better, you'll end up making it work anyway. So anyway, in summary, what videos do people do, or what questions do they ask prior to buying your product or service that you could show up on and explain that you can do this easier, better, cheaper if you just go with our ready-made solution, i.e. they're looking for a DIY solution and you offer a product or service that fixes and helps them do it themselves cheaper, better, easier, faster. Or people are just looking for general ideas on what to buy in the category of the product or service that you're selling. And then you come forward and say, if you're looking for something in this general idea or category, we got this product or service for you here, and then monetize the traffic that way. Because they're watching a video and trying to solve a problem that they have, it will work. And it'll work better than even targeting people on YouTube that aren't looking for a problem to be fixed, but we're in market for what you sell because we've identified these, made a search for the thing that we sell on Google recently. So in other words, people watching a video on YouTube about your product or service and marketing it to them that way, instead of being on YouTube watching any old video but have recently searched for something on YouTube related to buying your product or service, is actually going to generally work better. It's going to have a higher ROAS because they're ready to do something at that point in time. You're not asking them to just stop what you're doing and then go check out our product. So that's the general rule of thumb in terms of the order you want to do things. You target all your brand related traffic, then your competitor related traffic, then you find out what people mostly search for or ask before they buy, and you target those videos directly, which you could target those videos by making a list of the individual videos you want to target, or you can target keywords related to the topic at hand. So like birthday gift ideas could be a keyword you target, which will get you every video about birthday gift ideas. And then once you've done that, then you go after people that have recently searched for a product or service that you sell and were acting like they wanted to buy it. And then you go and show up on YouTube everywhere for those people that made a buying related search on Google in the recent past. That's the normal order, if you will, that you're going to go through to make YouTube ads work, starting with the easy stuff and then going into the harder stuff that is harder to work. And then you're going to need custom videos for, but will scale more, and there's more potential there because there's a lot more people that are looking for ideas than there are people that have raised their hand and already know that they have on their own fruition came up with the idea that they're going to buy something from your category or niche themselves. So anyway, I'll wrap it up with that. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you like the content, I'd appreciate it if you would give it a like and consider subscribing, as I have a ton of other content on this channel about other money-making strategies just like this. Running ads, not only on YouTube, but Google, Facebook, Bing, all of it. And I have this information as I'm managing several dozen ad accounts for clients at my personal PPC agency on an ongoing basis. And we have to guarantee results for our clients, or we don't get paid up front. So with that, I'm giving you the strategies that always work, and it's coming straight from the source. Not a YouTuber who makes content for a living, or somebody who manages 2 or 3 campaigns, but somebody who manages dozens of campaigns for a great variety of different industries on an ongoing basis, and give you the real working information of the stuff that actually works as well as the stuff that doesn't work, so you could stay away from it. It's the best information you'll truly find on YouTube as a result of all this. If you like my channel, you also like my blog at GaryTPPC.com/blog, which has my own musings on there, my own writing coming from myself on strategies that are working and listed in a very detail-oriented way for you to be able to make some money with some online ads for your business. If you have any questions about anything I covered today, leave me a comment below. I get back to every single person who leaves me a comment on this channel, usually within a couple days. You can, by the way, ask me any question you'd like about online ads. I'd be happy to try to help you, put you on the right track with it if it's possible that I can. Also, if you're looking for a turnkey campaign that already works in your industry already, if I've worked in your industry and you're not in direct competition with the client that we're working with or worked with in the past, we could give you the exact campaign templates that work for your market in that case, which can make you totally bypass all the hard work that you need to build structures like this for your business. I could tell you the results you would get up front because we've already ran the campaigns in your market before. And so with that, you literally could copy paste results in your account and get multi-million-dollar a year sales for your business in a profitable way because you've got the campaign we've optimized for years in your industry already. We charge a flat fee for these types of setups. So if you want to know if we've worked in your industry and what results we've gotten in your industry, reach out to me and I'll let you know what we got in terms of results in different markets that we've gotten results in. If we're not working in your market, we offer guarantee results on your campaign anyway, in that we don't charge our clients fees until we've raised your sales a certain minimum amount. And we would tell you up front what we would be able to raise your sales before charging any fees, and if we don't raise your sales, we don't charge any fees. Sometimes we'll even charge a percentage of the sales growth that you get in your company and act as your entire ad management agency that's working with you long-term to scale your business. We've done this for several companies, all of which, by the way, are making lots more money because we're working as their ad agency long-term, scaling their company with all the techniques that I share with you on this channel regarding and about. So if you're interested in seeing if we can work together, we don't work with anybody and everybody, but if you think you got a good product or service that will sell with the right marketing, I'd love to hear from you, and I'll try to give you an estimate of what we can do for you in terms of increasing your sales. I'll wrap it up with that. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. It was educational for you, and I'll see you on the next one.